In play, that's a fair ball to Jake. What a play from Jake Oliver! And that is destroyed! Tie game! 60. That's in play down the third baseline. Peter makes the great play from Peter McNeil.
Justice already took advantage of that. What a play over at third.
He's heading home. Oh, he's out. He's going to be out. Jordan Rice takes out Trey Cluxton right. Ground ball right back to Jackie. Bobbles the ball. Flips it over to first and still gets Alex Harden.
Crotch, get out, ball later! 2.
And he might have just missed it. Caught and run from Jordan Rice. And that's a shot. Zach Hall, what a play!
Oh, a moonshot. Oh, he rolled it! What a catch! What a catch!
Bears coming home. And he hits it. What a play! What a play! The double play from Jerry Langston. And that ball is out of here. Walk-off home run, Jake Oliver. He's amazing at all. I don't know if I like it. Oh! Down. He got him. Oh my God! He brought the play.
In play, that's a fair ball to Jake. What a play from Jake Oliver! And that is destroyed! Tie game! 60. That's in play down the third baseline. Peter makes the great play from Peter McNeil.
Justice already took advantage of that. What a play over at third.
He's heading home. Oh, he's out. He's going to be out. Jordan Rice takes out Trey Cluxton right. Flips it over to first and still gets Alex Harden.
Crotch, get out, ball later!
And he might have just
in play. That's a fair ball to Jacob. What a play from Jacob! And that is destroyed! Tie game! That's in play down the third baseline. Peter makes the great play from Peter McNeil.
To that. What a play over at third.
That's in play, and he might have just missed it. Caught and run from Jordan Wright.
Cross, get out, ball later!
And that ball is out of here. Walk off home run. Oh, top for the out as Barrett's coming home. And he hits it. And that's a shot. Zach Conway. He's running third. He's heading home. Oh, he's out. He's out. Flipped over the first. I don't know if I like it.
Flips the first. Oh, a moonshot. Oh, he rolled it! Flare it up. What a play for Peter McNeil!
What is going on, wiffle ball fans, and welcome to Wednesday night wiffle ball here at AWA Field. We got a beautiful sunny day here tonight, much different than what it was like on Monday night when it was downpouring. We have a beautiful sunny day here in Edmonds, Washington tonight. Tonight's matchup is between the Western Wolfpack and the Southern Stingers. Both teams hold on to the worst records in the league. Wolfpack sitting at 2-19, whereas the defending champion Southern Stingers are sitting at 8-13 on the year. Going to be a good one tonight between these two teams. Will the Western Wolfpack be able to get their third win tonight? We will see. For tonight's broadcast crew, it's just me tonight, Mark Campanaro, taking you the rest of the way. Unfortunately, Brock Blayhouse will not be on color tonight. I don't know if everybody stuck around on Monday for that, but that was pretty fun. Always fun having Brock in the booth. Just me tonight, though, for Wolfpack Stingers. Getting into tonight's starting lineups for the Western Wolfpack, we have Alex Harden leading it off. Chad Curtis hits second. Jace Pratt hitting third. And we're going to have another player for the Western Wolfpack tonight. Zach Inouye will be making his AWA debut for the Wolfpack tonight. Inouye hoping to provide some added offense for this Wolfpack squad and get them their third win of the season. For the Southern Stingers, Barrett Carlo will be leading it off. Peter McNeil, Cole Blevins, Jordan Rice, and Drew Tenzar will be starting lineups. We're having some audio issues right now. We just got rid of it. We were having some audio issues there, projecting over the intercom here at AWA Field. But those are your starting lineups tonight for Wolfpack and Stingers. We will be getting first pitch between the two teams underway here very shortly. as I mentioned, first pitch will be started here shortly. Trish trying to make sure that we have all the lineups submitted and ready to go. Stingers will be in the field first. Wolfpack be up at the plate. And for the Stingers this season, sitting at 8-13 on the year, it hasn't been the pitching that's been the issue. Jordan Rice and Peter McNeil have pitched great this season. It's been the offense. The Stingers have really struggled to get runs across in these games, which is why they're sitting at 8-13. But this Wolfpack team has given up the most runs this season, which one of the reasons why they're sitting at 2-19 on the year. So the Stingers are going to look to try to take advantage of the Wolfpack's poor season that they've had. But the Wolfpack are going to try to do the same thing against the Stingers. Stingers haven't had the best regular season either, so Wolfpack are going to try to get that third win that they've desperately been trying to find. They haven't won a game since week 2 of the AWA season, and here we are, almost done with the regular season. It should wrap up here in the next few weeks. So we'll see what happens here between these two teams tonight. Peter McNeil looks like he will be starting game number 1 for the Stingers. And Peter McNeil has definitely pitched well this year, but doesn't really have the stats that you would imagine on the mound. McNeil has 2 wins on the year, 9 losses, but has a 2.39 ERA. Pretty crazy, with 68 strikeouts on the year. So McNeil's stats. Alex Harden is going to lead it off for the Wolfpack here in game 1. Harden leads the league in home runs with 11. He's tied with Jake Oliver on the year.
Tied with me. Get it right.
And Harden has just been unbelievable at the plate. 11 home runs, 26 RBIs to his name, hitting .386. He will lead it off. Peter McNeil on the mound. First pitch from McNeil hits the bottom part of the zone. Strike 1. 1 strike here to Harden, and that's outside for ball 1. 1-1. The count. Harden goes around there, and McNeil finds himself ahead here early in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. McNeil and Harden have always had some great duels, both pitching to each other. And there it is, the curveball from McNeil gets Harden to go around for strike 3, out number 1 here in the top of the first. That nasty curveball from Peter McNeil. He relies on that pitch as his punch-out pitch in the AWA, and looks like he's got it going early here again for the Stingers. Jace Pratt will step up to the plate for the Wolfpack. Pratt, a rookie this season. 3 home runs, 10 RBIs, hitting .221 at the plate. Goes around there for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Pratt. Two and 1 the count to Pratt. Nobody on, 1 away. In the top of the first is McNeil able to connect on a riser there, evens the count at 2-2. Pratt fouls that one into the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Pratt. Curveball hits the zone. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Peter McNeil. Striking out both Alex Harden and Jace Pratt on curveballs. That thing is moving today. And now up steps Chad Curtis to the plate. Curtis got his first home run in the AWA last series. Congratulations to him. Always feels good to get that first one out of the way. Strike 1 here to Chad Curtis, and he looks in an immediate strike 2 from McNeil. 0-2. Curveball hits the zone, strike 3, and Peter McNeil strikes out 3 in the top of the first. 3 up and 3 down. No run score for the Wolfpack here in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first inning here in game number 1.
Mark, what's our lineup? All right, Peter, what's our lineup?
Alex Harden will be on the mound for the Wolfpack here in game number 1. Jordan Rice leads it off for the Stingers. Rice fouls the first one off. Strike 1. Looks at ball 1 there. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Rice. That is hit into deep left center, and it's over the wall. Jordan Rice leads off the bottom of the first with a solo shot to the deepest part of the park out there in left center. Jordan Rice, solo home run, gives this Stingers team a 1-0 lead. What a job there from Jordan Rice. Rice's second home run on the year. Excellent job there from Jordan Rice. That's fouled off down the first base line by Barrett Carlo. Carlo hitting .405 on the season. It's a very high, very high average. Curveball is fouled off again from Carlo. That is fouled off again. The pitch here from Harden, and Carlo goes around for strike 3. It's going to be the first out here in the bottom of the first. First strikeout for Alex Harden here on the night. And he's going to face team captain of the Stingers, Peter McNeil, who had an excellent top of the first inning. Struck out the first 3 batters he saw as he looks at 2 balls from Harden. 2-0 here. Way outside for ball 3, and McNeil now looking at a 3-0 count. That is ripped high up into the air. Zach Inouye is right underneath it. Can't make the grab. Had to battle the sun there. It was a tough play battling the sun. McNeil gets on first. There's now a runner on first with 1 away here for Drew Tenzar as he looks at ball 1. 1-0. That's fouled off of Tenzar's foot. Strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike now the count. Hits the zone. Strike 2. Great job there from Harden. Curveball just nearly missing the outside part of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes now the count. Tenzar, 2 home runs on the year, 5 RBIs, hitting .289. As he fouls that one off, count remains 2-2. Tenzar was very good in his rookie season as he goes around there for strike 3. Out number 2 here in the bottom of the first inning. Harden with 2 strikeouts in the inning. Up to the plate steps Jordan Rice. Rice hit a solo shot in his first at-bat of the inning, giving this Stingers team a 1-0 lead. That's fouled back into the backstop. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tad inside and low there for ball 2. Big swing and a miss from Rice. Count is even at 2-2. And that home run for Rice, only his 2nd on the year. Rice sitting with only 7 RBIs, make it 8 RBIs now to this point of the year. And, you know, although the Stingers are sitting at 8-13, you know, they were not a favorite to win the World Series last year, but they came all the way back from a series deficit against the Enforcers and ended up winning the 2022 World Series. They're always in it. So, we mentioned it before. Ground ball up the middle. Chad Curtis fields it cleanly and steps on second for the 3rd out. But 1 run scores in the bottom of the 1st. A Jordan Rice leadoff solo home run puts the Stingers ahead 1-0. We go to the top of the 2nd here in game 1. Zach Inouye will lead it off here for the Wolfpack in the top of the 2nd, making his AWA debut here for the Wolfpack. Got a tall task facing Peter McNeil, who's been electric so far. 3 strikeouts so far in this game as Zach Inouye fouls that one back. 0-2 the count. Curveball gets Inouye to swing for strike 3, and McNeil has faced 4 batters and struck out 4 so far to this point. Out number 1 here in the top of the 2nd. The home run king Alex Harden will step up to the plate, trying to break up this no-hitter that McNeil has been throwing so far. He goes around there for strike 1. Curveball, ground ball over to Jordan Rice at 3rd base. He throws to first. It's in time to get Harden over at first. What a play from Jordan Rice. Great job from Rice. That's out number 2 on the ground out. Jace Pratt will now step up to the plate for the Wolfpack. Been 5 up and 5 down for McNeil so far in this game. Curveball is inside for ball 1 here to Pratt. 1-0. Pratt goes around on the nice riser there from McNeil. 1 ball and 1 strike. That's fouled off down the first base side. 1-2. Curveball from McNeil is fouled off by Pratt again, and the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Way outside there, evens the count, 2-2. And Pratt goes around there for strike 3. That is the final out here in the top of the 2nd. Peter McNeil has faced 6 and put down 6. No run score for the Wolfpack. We go to the bottom of the 2nd here in game 1.
The quietest game ever.
Dude, right? We need music or something going on. It's very, very quiet. Start some cheers. I know.
That's ripped up the middle from Carlo, and he singles
Hey, baby Barrett.
to start it off here in the bottom of the 2nd. Runner on first for the Southern Stingers. And up steps Peter McNeil, who's been throwing a gem so far here in this game 1. McNeil goes around on the curveball. Didn't look like he wanted to. But, you know, we see the Stingers are sitting with a 1-run lead here in the bottom of the 2nd. This has been something that McNeil has been used to. He's pitching a gem still only up with a run, and that's going to be out at second. The call on the field will be out. We'll take a look at it. It was a close one.
Very close, very close.
The call on the field is out. Good heads-up play there from Zach Inouye to try to get the lead runner.
Check his foot.
And the call on the field stands. Carlo is out at second. Good play there from Zach Inouye, throwing it over to second to get the out. First play of Inouye's young career here in the AWA. Congratulations to him. Drew Tenzar started off with a curveball outside and another ball high, 2-0. Ground ball down the first baseline. Harden misses Tenzar. And the runners will advance to second and third on the play. An unfortunate error there for Harden. Tried to tag Tenzar out as he was running to first. Might have had a better opportunity if he would have flipped to his first baseman, Pratt, to get the out. Misses Tenzar. And the runners move to second and third for the Stingers. Still no outs here in the inning. Up steps Jordan Rice. One out in the inning. My apologies. One away as Rice looks at strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouls that one into the backstop, and it's 1-2. Stingers trying to give McNeil some run support, and Rice swings and misses there for strike 3. Out number 2 here in the bottom of the second. Up steps Carlo, already has a single in the inning. That's ripped high and deep to deep left center, and that's out of here. A 3-run home run for Barrett Carlo. And there are those runs that Peter McNeil so desperately needed, and the Stingers come out to a 4-0 lead now in the bottom of the second. Barrett Carlo, a 3-run homer. Out to the plate steps McNeil. Only 2 away. Home run for Carlo was good for his 3rd home run on the season. As McNeil hits that in play, and Pratt is not able to tag out McNeil there. He will reach with a single. Runner on first, 2 away now for Tenzar. And Tenzar was that's a ground ball over to Zach Inouye. He stumbles and trips. McNeil advances over to third, and Tenzar will advance to second on the throw. Runners on second and third for the Stingers. They keep this inning going. A nice 2-out rally going for this Stinger squad. Jordan Rice will step in with 2 runners in scoring position. Curveball from Harden is low and in the dirt for ball 1. And that is too high for ball 2. 2-0 here to Rice. Way outside, ball 3. And Harden able to connect there on the zone for strike 1. Too low, and that'll walk Rice. Bases now loaded for the Stingers. And back up to the plate is Barrett Carlo after hitting a 3-run home run in his last at-bat. Carlo been electric at the plate for the Stingers this season. 3 home runs, average over 400. The count is now 1-1. That's ripped high and deep, and Barrett Carlo has just hit a grand slam. In back-to-back at-bats for Carlo, he hits a 3-run home run and then steps up again and hits a grand slam. What a job from Barrett Carlo in 2 at-bats. He gets 7 RBIs. And the Stingers are now out to an 8-0 lead. The Stingers go over the run limit, which is 6 in the second inning. The inning has ended. They lead it 8-0. We go to the top of the 3rd here in game 1. Chad Curtis will lead it off here for the Wolfpack in the top of the third. But what a job from Barrett Carlo. Back in the bottom of the second. Carlo in back-to-back at-bats. Hits a 3-run home run. Steps up again and hits a grand slam. 7 RBIs and 2 at-bats for Carlo. And McNeil is now pitching with a rare 8-run lead. McNeil is not used to that. And he's got to be feeling real confident here as Curtis is now looking at a full count. Swing and a miss. Down goes Chad Curtis for out number 1. McNeil strikes out Curtis for out number 1. What a job from McNeil here in this game. He's faced 7 and he's gotten out 7. McNeil has been impressive here in this game. He's up here now against Zach Inouye. Inouye in his debut here today. Hunting for that first hit of his career as he swings and misses there on the nice riser from McNeil. Another swing and a miss, and Inouye behind. No balls and 2 strikes. Curveball is fouled off down the third base line by Inouye there. Great job, able to connect on that curveball, keep this at bat alive. 0-2. Curveball gets Inouye to swing and miss, and that's out number 2 now for McNeil. 8 up and 8 down for Peter McNeil. This is an important at bat. We don't want to say it, and we don't want to give him the announcer's curse, but we have to for the listener. If Peter McNeil is able to get Alex Harden out here, it will be a perfect game for McNeil. First pitch here to Harden is popped up into the air. Tenzar is underneath it, and Peter McNeil has just thrown a perfect game for the Stingers. The Stingers, they win game number 1, final score of 8-0. Peter McNeil, a perfect game. What a job from him. Faces 9, gets out 9. Unbelievable job from the Stingers. They had everything rolling for them in that game number 1. Peter McNeil pitching a perfect game, and Barrett Carlo providing the offense that the Stingers needed. 7 RBIs, 2 home runs for Carlo. What a job from the Stingers team in game number 1. We will get game number 2 underway here momentarily. We will be back very shortly. On your screen right now, brand new to the AWA this season, we have Fantasy Wiffle Ball. Make sure you go to playertrader.net/AWA to play today. Choose your favorite wiffle ball players, plug them into your lineup each week, and the individual that scores the highest points every week will be able to win prizes. Make sure you go to playertrader.net/AWA to play Fantasy Wiffle Ball today. It is free. We're in between games here from game number 1. We're about to get game number 2 underway between the Stingers and the Wolfpack. Stingers had an unbelievable game number 1. Peter McNeil threw a perfect game. Barrett Carlo provides 7 RBIs on 2 home runs for the Stingers. And the Stingers win game 1. Final score 8-0. We will get game number 2 started here shortly, getting lineups plugged in, making sure everything's ready to go. We will be back shortly, everybody.
We're ready. We're waiting for you. Hey, let's go. Are you ready? We're
we're getting game number 2 underway between the Stingers and the Wolfpack as Harden fouls that one back into the backstop. McNeil coming off of a perfect game. He's electing to keep himself in there. No surprise. He is red hot right now. Has faced 9 so far today and gotten all 9 out. 2-1 here to Harden. Curveball connects on the zone there. Evens the count at 2-2. And I mean, when Peter McNeil has that curveball working and that riser and he's throwing them for strikes, getting ahead in counts, he is a dangerous, dangerous pitcher to face. 2-2 here to Harden. And he goes around there for strike 3. Another strikeout for Peter McNeil. And he begins game number 2 right where he left off after game 1. 1 up and 1 down here in game 2. Jace Pratt up to the plate for the Wolfpack. Swing and a miss there from Pratt for strike 1. Another swing and a miss, and Pratt now behind 0-2. Curveball from McNeil. He doesn't get that curve on it like he had hoped. Ball 1. Pratt fouls that one off. Might have accidentally hit the zone there as well. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Wolfpack unfortunately fall to 2-20 on the year after that game 1 loss here to the Stingers. Count is even here to Pratt, 2-2. That's ripped into left center, and it's over Tenzar's head. Pratt reaches with a single, and unfortunately for McNeil, that's the first hit he has given up today after his perfect game. If you put into account game 1, he had seen 10 and gotten 10 out. Pratt finally breaks that up. Wolfpack will not be no hit here in game 2. As Chad Curtis goes around there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Count here to Curtis. Curveball hits the top part of the zone. Strike 2. It's now a ball and 2 strikes to Curtis. Runner on first, 1 away here in the inning. It's been some show the Stingers have been putting on here so far in this series. They improved to 9-13 on the year. Wolfpack falling to 2-20. That game 1 loss. Again, the count is 1-2 here to Chad Curtis. Pitch from McNeil. Curveball hits the zone. And McNeil strikes out Chad Curtis for out number 2. 2 away in the top of the first. Up steps Zach Inouye for the Wolfpack. And Inouye half swings, ground ball to McNeil, and that's going to be Zach Inouye's first career hit in the AWA. Gets that one out of the way. Saved that ball. Got it for Zach Inouye right there. Congratulations to him. It always feels good to get that first one out of the way. Runners on first and second, 2 away. Alex Harden will step up to the plate. And that's ripped high and deep into left center. It's going to stay in the park, but it's going to be good for a single for Alex Harden. Loads the bases for the Wolfpack. The Wolfpack are in business here in the top of the first. After Peter McNeil, through a perfect game here in game 1, finds himself in a bases-loaded jam early in game 2. Jace Pratt steps in now. Curveball from McNeil hits Pratt on the shoulder for ball 1. And that's fouled back into the backstop for strike 1. A ball and a strike here to Pratt. That's fouled off from Pratt, and it is now 1-2. Pitch Away from McNeil, popped up in the air. McNeil coming on, and he makes the grab for out number 3. Peter McNeil gets out of a bases-loaded jam. No-run score for the Wolfpack in the top of the first. Score is still tied 0-0. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Jordan Rice leads it off here for the Stingers in the bottom of the first inning. Looks at ball 1 here from Jace Pratt. Pratt starting it off here in game 2 for the Wolfpack as the knuckleball is fouled off from Rice. Jordan Rice is used to throwing knuckleballs, not too used to seeing them. Jace Pratt on the year. He's 0-9 on the season pitching. ERA is a 7.45, has 29 strikeouts on the year. Ground ball past Pratt on the mound, in a way coming on, and he's not going to have a play there on Rice. Jordan Rice will reach on an infield single. Started off here in the bottom of the first, and up steps Barrett Carlo, who has been red hot here tonight. 2 home runs already in the series. 7 RBIs so far for Carlo, as he's looking at a 2-0 count here. That's a ground ball down the third baseline. It's going to be foul. That'll be a foul ball. Foul ball down the third base side. Strike 1, 2-1. 2-1 pitch here to Carlo is outside for ball 3, 3-1. Big swing and a miss there from Carlo, and the count is now full. 3-2. Swing and a miss. The knuckleball was a nasty one there from Pratt. And he's able to strike out Barrett Carlo for the first out here in the bottom of the first. That's a big out for the Wolfpack, as Carlo has been so difficult to get out here so far in the series.
Okay.
Peter McNeil up to the plate now for the Stingers. Fresh off of his perfect game. Line drive over to Zach Inouye at third. He's not able to hold on, and Rice will be safe at second. Runners now on first and second for the Stingers. Drew Tenzar stepping up to play, and we want, and Alex Harden is asking to take a look at the replay, challenging play on the field. And the call on the field is confirmed. Rice is safe at second. Never hurts to challenge it, though. Just make sure that the call is correct on the field. As Tenzar looks at ball 1, 1-0. Too far inside there from Pratt. 2 balls, no strikes. That's too far outside. 3-0 now here to Tenzar. Too far outside, a 4-pitch walk to Drew Tenzar. And the bases are now loaded for the Stingers. Jordan Rice is gonna come up to the plate. Rice had a solo home run, and the Stingers 8-0 win in game 1 of the series. Stingers trying to capitalize here on a bases loaded 1-out situation early in game number 2. First pitch here to Rice. It's fouled off down the first base side for strike one. 0-1. That riser just nearly missing the top part of the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Rice. Swing and a miss there from Rice, and it's now a ball and 2 strikes. And the knuckleball hits him on the back, evens the count at 2-2. And Rice goes around there on the nasty drop pitch from Pratt. 2 away in the bottom of the first. But up steps Barrett Carlo, who has just been a tough out for the Wolfpack here tonight. Knuckleball from Pratt is outside. Slider is low and in the dirt. 2-0 here to Carlo. Too far outside there, and Carlo now looking at a favorable 3-0 count with the bases loaded. Knuckleball hits him, and that's going to walk in the game's first run for the Stingers. They lead it now 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. Peter McNeil is going to step up to the plate. McNeil not rocking the AirPods. Last series, McNeil was wearing some AirPods. Was involved in a potential sign-stealing scandal. Some of you may have seen that TikTok. Not wearing them now. Ground ball over to Zach Inouye at third. He does not have a play, and Jordan Rice is going to come in to score. The Stingers now take a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. Those ground balls are always difficult ones here in the AWA. As McNeil, an infield RBI single. Drew Tenzar looks at ball 1 here from Pratt. Ground ball over to Pratt on the mound. Pratt can't field it cleanly, and another run is gonna come in for the Stingers. They now lead at 3-0 here in the bottom of the first. Jordan Rice will step up to the plate now. The Stingers really trying to capitalize here on this opportunity they have early. Ball 1 here to Rice. Looks at ball 2, 2-0. Popped up into the air, and that's going to fall. Another run's going to score for the Stingers, and that is an unfortunate miscommunication by the Wolfpack out there. As that would have been the third out if they would have been able to catch that one. But instead, it's going to be an RBI single for Jordan Rice, and another run comes in for the Stingers. Now lead at 4-0, and as Barrett Carlo looks at ball 1. Goes around there for strike 1. 1-1. That's ripped up the middle, and Carlo is going to drive in McNeil, and Tenzar rounding and heading home. Carlo will be called out, but either way,
That was before the run scored here. That might have been my fault.
that will score a run, and that will do it here in the bottom of the first. Stingers score 5 runs in the bottom of the first. We go to the top of the second. Stingers lead it 5-0.
We checked. The tag was right before that runner scored. So it's fine. Yeah, I think one run scores, the other one does. So probably. I'm sorry.
Peter McNeil back on the mound for the Stingers. And Chad Curtis will lead it off for the Wolfpack. Big swing and a miss there from Curtis. Strike one. There's another strike from McNeil. 0-2. Low and in the dirt for ball one. And this is the Stingers team is looking like the World Series champions that they were just a season ago as Curtis strikes out swinging there for out number one. One away here in the bottom of the second inning. Three 3-0 here to Zach Inouye, and this has been a Stingers team that we saw just a season ago, the 2022 World Series champions. They've been able to provide Peter McNeil with run support, and he has just been electric on the mound. He is still not giving up a run here today to the Wolfpack as he walks Zach Inouye right there. McNeil threw a perfect game in game number one, as Harden rips that up the middle, and it's off the top of the fence out in center. Harden just nearly missing his 12th home run on the year. He hit the ball so hard, the ball smashed in midair, and it died. As it was heading out there to center field. That'll be a long single for Alex Harden. Runners on first and second now for Jace Pratt. Pratt goes around there for strike one, 0-1. This Stingers team, they've just looked so good here in this series. Been able to provide the run support that they need, and McNeil been providing great, excellent pitching. 1-2 here to Pratt. That's ripped. Foul down the third base side. Count remains 1-2. Wolfpack still looking for that first run of the series. Find themselves in a 5-run hole right now as Pratt looks at ball two, 2-0. Fouled back into the backstop, and the count remains even here at 2-2. Pratt with 3 home runs on the year, 10 RBIs. Hunting for that first run of the series right now. Ground ball gets past the bunt line. McNeil throws to first. They get the out on Pratt, but the runners will advance over to second and third. Great play there from McNeil, able to get the out. Be out number 2. And now up steps Chad Curtis for the Wolfpack. McNeil connects. First pitch here to Curtis, and connects there on the second pitch. 0-2 the count. 0-2 here to Curtis. Curveball from McNeil hits him in the back of the head for ball 1. Ground ball foul on the third base side. Count remains 1-2 here to Chad Curtis. Wolfpack's first run of the series, just 45 feet away over at third. Ground ball fouled off again from Curtis, and the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Curveball hits Curtis on the shoulder, evens it at 2-2. Big swing and a miss on the riser. Peter McNeil strikes out Chad Curtis for out number 3. No run score for the Wolfpack in the top of the second. we go to the bottom half of the inning. Stingers lead it 5-0.
You might have to let me get on the.
Yeah? Okay. Seriously couldn't. I don't know where it is. I was looking for it, but I was last time I wore it was here, so maybe it's here still. I don't know. Yeah.
Peter McNeil leads it off for the Stingers. The bottom of the second inning looks at ball 1. Nasty knuckleball there from Pratt. Strike 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Ground ball right back to Pratt on the mound. He fields it, throws to first. It's too high over Alex Harden's head. That gets out of play. McNeil will be awarded second base on the overthrow from Pratt. Unfortunate there for the Wolfpack. Stingers are going to get McNeil over in scoring position at second. Drew Tenzar up to the plate. Fouled off from Tenzar, 0-1. Foul back into the backstop. A ball and 2 strikes here to Tenzar. Tenzar goes around and strikes out for the first out here in the bottom of the second. Excellent pitches there from Jace Pratt. Strikeout Tenzar. Jordan Rice steps up to the plate. Ground ball right back to Pratt on the mound. He flips over to Harden at first, and they get the out on Rice. 2 away. Here in the inning, up steps Barrett Carlo for the Stingers. Carlo has just been that dude for the Stingers at the plate here in this series. He's going to have another opportunity to drive in another run for the Stingers right here. Knuckleball outside there from Pratt. Ball 1. Knuckleball again low and in the dirt. 2-0. A drop pitch low and in the dirt. 3 balls, no strikes now to Carlo. And that is too low. A 4-pitch walk for Barrett Carlo. Runners at the corners now for the Stingers with 2 away. Peter McNeil to the plate for the Stingers. Stingers sitting with a nice 5-run lead here in the bottom of the second. As Pratt throws that one too high. Too far inside there to McNeil. 2-0. Big swing and a miss on the high riser. 2-1. Now the count to McNeil. And we say it so many times here in the AWA. You know, you might have a nice lead going into the final inning of a game, but it never hurts to add on some insurance runs in the second. Count is 2-1 here to Peter McNeil. Runners at the corners, 2 away. Ground ball down the third baseline. Zach Inouye can't field it cleanly, and a run is going to score for the Stingers. An RBI single for Peter McNeil. And it's now 6-0 Stingers here in the bottom of the second. Tenzar steps in. Big swing and a miss from him. And it's now on 1.
Get all of it?
A little too far inside there from Pratt. 1 ball and 1 strike. That's too far outside. 2-1. Tenzar does well to not go around there. 3-1. And that hits him before it hits the zone for ball 4. That loads the bases for the Stingers.
Yeah, Alex, go ahead and do your thing, man.
Jordan Rice to the plate, and it looks like Alex Harden. Looks like there might have been some potential doggy doo-doo down there on the field.
Hey, Alex, can you move that shovel even further out of the way? I don't want somebody to run like that.
You don't want like a Looney Tunes moment?
Yeah, dude, just somebody steps on that.
Bases juiced here for Jordan Rice. Big swing and a miss. Strike 1. Another swing and a miss, and Rice now behind 0-2. Pitch from Pratt. It's behind Rice. Ball 1, 1-2 now to Rice. Stingers trying to add on as many insurance runs as they can as Pratt throws that too high. 2-2. Great job there from Jordan Rice. Able to foul that one off. Stay alive. 2-2 is the count. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Stingers with a 6-run lead. Ground ball right back to Pratt on the mound. He bobbles it, flips over to Alex Harden at first, and they get the out on Jordan Rice. The Stingers, they add on an insurance run. They now lead at 6-0. We go to the final inning here in game number 2.
Mark, who's up?
Haley, who's up?
Could happen.
Sorry, guys, what's the count?
It is 0-2.
Thank you.
0-2 here to Zach Inaway for the Wolfpack as Inaway fouls that one off down the third base line. Wolfpack behind here, 6 runs in the final inning of game number 2. Peter McNeil has still yet to give up a run here to the Wolfpack, as that's a ground ball over to Rice at third. He can't field it cleanly, and that'll be another single for Zach Inaway. Great job there from Zach Inaway on his debut, reaching here in the final inning. And up steps the home run king, Alex Harden, to the plate. Being the home run king in the AWA is the most coveted award in the league. Everybody trying to reach that status. Harden has has been one of the best home run hitters in the AWA in his career. He has been unbelievable. He's one of the leaders last season and now finds himself at the top of that leaderboard here today. Just nearly missed his 12th home run earlier in this game. And a single off the top part of the center field wall. The count moves here full 3-2. Curveball hits hard and on the shoulder. And the Wolfpack now get runners on first and second with nobody out. In the top of the third, again, Wolfpack down 6 runs here in the inning. They're trying to tie this series up
6 isn't too bad.
and get their 3rd win of the year. Jace Pratt to the plate as he fouls that one back for strike 1. Ground ball over to Jordan Rice at third. Rice tags Inouye, throws to first, and Carlo keeps his foot on the bag. A double play from Jordan Rice. What a job there from Rice. Wow. There's now 2 away here in the top of the third. Chad Curtis is going to step up to the plate. And just like that, the Wolfpack are down to their final out. That's ripped high and deep, and it's off the top of the trees. Chad Curtis goes yard, a 2-run home run. And the Wolfpack are not out of it just yet. Those are the first 2 runs the Wolfpack have scored in the series. The first 2 runs that Peter McNeil has surrendered here today. What a job there from Chad Curtis going yard, a 2-run home run, his 2nd home run of the year. Zach Inouye now stepping in for the Wolfpack. He looks at strike 1. Big swing and a miss there for strike 2. 0-2 now here to Inouye. Ripped down the third baseline, foul, and Zach Inouye has had a few of those here today. Just barely hitting those foul down the third baseline. 0-2 remains the count. Swing and a miss. Down goes Zach Inouye for out number 3. And the Stingers, they take game number 2. Final score 6-2. They take game 2 and win this series. They will get a series win here against the Wolfpack, but we will have game number 3 between the Wolfpack and the Stingers started here shortly. Stingers trying to complete the sweep, and the Wolfpack trying to avoid the sweep. We will be back shortly for game 3 of Stingers Wolfpack.
You should let field maintenance know that there's some dog doo-doo.
I don't know where the field maintenance is at.
Bro, I need you to get him on speed dial.
That's what Tom did for that. Hey, Jack.
Yeah.
I can stay for like 15 more minutes.
Yeah, now I'll go up there.
Okay.
Hustle, that could be good.
We get started
Oh, dude, that's what I brought that. Oh, wait.
What is that?
Wait, I brought that to our house last year.
Coolest thing ever.
Yeah. Wait. You gotta.
it was upside down.
Oh. You gotta like here, get out there. You gotta like sling it like side up it.
Like a wiffle ball?
Like. Oh, I had it upside down. Or like floats. You get it? So face it the other way. Can't remember which way you need the air gun.
Probably from underneath.
It goes that way, so you like.
Yeah.
Really? Dude, you can just toss it. My dad got it for me for Christmas.
That's so tight.
It got there in my March.
3 started? You kidding me?
About to get game number 3 underway here between the Stingers and the Wolfpack. Stingers lead this series 2-0 as Jordan Rice starts Alex Harden off with a knuckleball for strike 1. Does not go around there. Ball 1, 1 ball on 1 strike. Stingers have played excellently here tonight. Peter McNeil has been sensational on the mound as that's right back to Rice. Throws to Carlo over at first for out number 1. 1 away here in the top of the first. Up to the plate is Jace Pratt. As I was saying, the Stingers have just been unbelievable, winning game 1 8-0. Peter McNeil with a perfect game. Barrett Carlo providing 7 RBIs in that game, and the Stingers winning in game number 2. Final score 6-2. Pratt goes around there. 0-2 now to Pratt. Wolfpack, unfortunately, the issues have continued as the curveball gets Pratt to go around there for out number 2. 2 away. Now in the inning, up steps Chad Curtis, who had a 2-run home run late in game 2. As Curtis has provided the only 2 runs the Wolfpack have scored here today, as Rice starts Curtis off there with a nasty knuckleball. 0-1. Nasty riser there to Curtis. No balls, 2 strikes. Curveball gets Curtis to go around for strike 3. Jordan Rice sees 3 and gets 3 out. No runs score for the Wolfpack in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first inning here in game 3.
Not like we're gonna get them.
They just won like 4 straight or 5 straight.
No, because you just gotta trade.
Aren't they balling out right now?
Even if they win 5 in a row,
Oh, they said that they were never going to. Nah.
owner and general manager has the balls. They don't want to be that guy.
Give him a whole farm. Dude, that's what I said. Give him the farm. I want it. Get rid of whatever we gotta get rid of. Take Marlo.
Jordan Rice leading off for the Stingers. Ground ball, foul down the third base side. Strike 1. Jace Pratt be on the mound again for the Wolfpack. 0-1. Outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Great job from Pratt, able to connect there on the zone. 1-2 here to Rice. Been a great series so far for the Stingers, as we've mentioned. Unfortunately, the struggles for the Wolfpack just continue as they fall to 2-21 on the season. Ground ball right back to Pratt on the mound, throws to first, and it's in time to get the out on Jordan Rice for out number 1. 1 away here in the inning. Up steps Barrett Carlo for the Stingers. Pitch from Pratt. It's Carlo to go around. Strike 1, 0-1. Ripped down the third baseline. Fair ball. Carlo rounding first. He will hold up there. And Carlo just continues to get on base for the Stingers. This has been an unbelievable offensive performance from Barrett Carlo here in this series. Just continues to get on base. Peter McNeil up to the plate, runner on, 1 away. And that is fouled out of play.
I don't know.
1-1 here to McNeil. ripped past Zach Inouye over there at third. Gets into left center field. Carlo rounding third, heading home, and he will score, and Peter McNeil will be tagged out at second for out number 2. But Carlo scores all the way from first on the RBI single from McNeil, and the Stingers are out to a 1-0 lead. Tenzar fouls that one off. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tad too high there for ball 2. 2-1. Now to Tenzar. Fouled off again there. Count is even at 2-2. After that ball, it moves out a full 3 balls, 2 strikes. Fouled off from Tenzar. He stays alive here. Battle continues. Full count. Swing and a miss. Drew Tenzar strikes out for the final out in the bottom of the first. But the Stingers score a run off of a Peter McNeil RBI single. They lead at 1-0. We go to the top of the second here in game 3.
What's up? Sounds good. Tell me.
Zach Inouye leads it off for the Wolfpack. Looks at a nice knuckle from Jordan Rice right there. Strike 1 outside. 1 ball and 1 strike now here to Inouye. Nobody on, nobody out in the top of the second. Knuckleball fouled off. Strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wolfpack sitting with just a 1-run deficit so far here in this game. This count is now even at 2-2. Ground ball right back to Jordan Rice on the mound. Throws over to Carlo at first. He can't hold on. And Zach Inouye will reach safely on another infield single. 1 on, nobody out for none other than the home run king, Alex Harden, who just nearly missed his 12th home run on the year. Out to center field. Still hunting for that home run of this series as Rice throws him a knuckleball inside. 2-0. That's been one thing for Alex Harden this year. He has had a home run in just about every series he's played in this year. Still looking for that one in this series as he goes around there. 2 balls, 2 strikes now the count. Knuckleball is fouled off. Alex Harden remaining in there. 2-2 is the count. Fouled back and the count stays 2-2. It's been a battle here against Rice and Harden. Curveball and Harden does not go around. That's
Ball 3.
that's
Oh, I thought you said full count earlier.
This is a battle.
Yeah, it is. Can't believe you hit that riser.
You need to get another home run in this series, Alex. I think you home run in every series.
Yeah. There's a lot of game left. 2 innings. It'll be about 10 minutes.
full count here to Alex Harden. Runner on first. Nobody out. Too far outside. Ball 4. Alex Harden wins the battle there against Jordan Rice. There's now runners on first and second here for Jace Pratt. Pratt trying to help himself out here. Game 3, Wolfpack trying to avoid this sweep and get their first win since week 2 the AWA season. Swing and a miss there from Jace Pratt. 0-1. Another swing and a miss there. It's now 0-2. Blowing in the dirt there from Rice. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Curveball just too low there. Evens it at 2-2. And that is fouled off from Pratt. The count will stay even. Pitch from Rice, too far outside. Full count. Now here to Pratt. And Pratt swings and misses there for strike 3. That was a nasty pitch from Jordan Rice, able to strike out Pratt for out number 1 here in the top of the 2nd inning. Chad Curtis gonna step in. Wolfpack trying to tie this ball game up in the 2nd inning. Zach Inouye on at 2nd represents that tying run. First pitch here to Curtis. Gets him to go around. First strike. Another swing and a miss there from Chad Curtis. It's now 0-2. Too far outside there on the slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that is too far outside as well. 2-2. Chad Curtis has been heating up here for the Wolfpack as of late. Ground ball to McNeil. Tags out Zach Inouye over at 3rd, and Carlo can't hold on. Over at 1st. Would have been another double play for the Stingers. Zach Inouye is tagged for the out. There's 2 away. Harden advances over to 3rd. And Curtis is safe at 1st. Runners at the corners for Zach Inouye. 2 outs in the inning. That's ripped high and deep. It's got a chance, and it is caught by Drew Tenzar out in deep center field. What a catch there from Drew Tenzar, robbing Zach Inouye of a potential first ever home run for him. Great catch there from Drew Tenzar. No runs scored for the Wolfpack in the top of the 2nd inning. Stingers lead it 1-0. Go to the bottom of the 2nd.
I'm up. Haley, who's up? Yep.
Jordan Rice up for the Stingers. Ground ball right back to Pratt on the mound. He bobbles it. Oh, and he was holding on to too many wiffle balls there. Couldn't choose the right one, and Rice will reach. Runner on 1st for Barrett Carlo. He looks at ball 1. Carlo's just been unreal here tonight at the plate. Ball 1 strike. Fouled off there. Ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 is fouled off.
Mark always looking out.
Bro, I don't want any injuries after you, man.
Well, I fuck with you.
That's too high.
Hear that, kid?
There to Carlo. Count is even 2-2. Carlo does well not to go around there. Full count. Stingers trying to add on to this 1-0 lead. Here is, that is a nasty knuckleball there from Jace Pratt, able to freeze Carlo and get the first out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Peter McNeil up to the plate now for the Stingers. Stingers trying to complete this sweep with the Wolfpack. Sitting with a 1-run lead as McNeil goes around there. Strike one. Does well to hold off. 1 ball and 1 strike to McNeil. The slider's just too far inside. And that's a half swing fouled off into the fan section down there on the first base side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball over to Zach and away at third. He fields it and is just not gonna have a play on any of the Stingers. Runners on first and second now for Drew Tenzar. Tenzar stepping in, and he looks at strike one. Tenzar had an excellent rookie campaign for the Stingers last year, helping provide a World Series win for this Stingers team. Been a little bit of a sophomore slump for Drew Tenzar so far this year. Just 2 home runs on the year, hitting .289, 5 RBIs. Ground ball right back to Pratt. Gets underneath him, right over to Chad Curtis at second. He steps on second for the out. It's out number 2 in the inning. Runners at the corners for the Stingers. Jordan Rice up to the plate. Rice had a home run in his first at-bat all the way back in game 1. It was a solo home run to put the Stingers up 1-0. Ended up winning that first game 8-0. As Barrett Carlo provided the next 7 RBIs off of 2 home runs, and Peter McNeil threw a perfect game. It's just been a stats day for these Stingers players. If you had them in your lineups, congratulations. As Rice hits that to deep left center, Carlo will score, and Jordan Rice with an RBI double puts the Stingers up another run. They now lead it 2-0 here in the bottom of the second, and up steps who else but Barrett Carlo. Looks at ball 1. And it's the zone. Strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Over Carlo's head there, 2-1. Stingers trying to look for a nice 2-out rally going here, get these other runs in for insurance run purposes. As Carlo does well to hold off. Hits the zone. That was a nasty drop pitch there from Pratt. Full count now here to Carlo. Great job there. Able to foul that one off and stay alive. Full count. Runners on second and third. 2 outs. Stingers lead it 2-0. Trying to complete the sweep. And Carlo looks at ball 4, low and in the dirt. Bases loaded now for Peter McNeil in a critical situation here in game 3. Stingers really trying to complete this sweep of the Wolfpack, who have had their struggles this season. Knuckleball from Pratt is too high. Drop pitch is too low. 2 balls, no strikes here to McNeil. Too far outside. It's now 3-0. As McNeil goes around there. Strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike to McNeil. Bases loaded, 2 away in the bottom of the second. Too high, and that'll walk in a run for the Stingers. They get another insurance run. It's now 3-0 Stingers. Drew Tenzar will step in. Ground ball over to Alex Harden at first. He gets Peter McNeil on the tag out there going to second. But the Stingers, they add on 2 runs in the bottom of the second inning. They lead it 3-0. We go to the final inning here in game number 3.
You don't have any faith in us, huh?
Yeah. Okay. We're staying here till 9:30. So you guys can pull in.
Hey, we're drawing walks. So.
Gotta be decisive, Mark.
Alex Harden up to the plate.
You know what? I just wanted to stay here because I wanted to see this Wolfpack team come back. Okay? That's why.
That's right.
Why are you clapping? This is your team.
He's happy to see a win. I don't know. I like a good story. Yeah, big game. 30 for 30.
3-0 here to Harden. So that's ripped up the middle over to Tenzar. He throws to first, and it's offline from Carlo. That'll be a single
So you go to second.
for Alex Harden. Runner on first, nobody out for the Wolfpack. Pitch from Rice is too high for ball 1. Knuckleball is outside for ball 2, 2-0. That's too far outside. 3 balls, no strikes. 3-0. That's ripped over to Barrett Carlo. He throws a second, and they get Alex Harden, the lead runner. What a play there from Barrett Carlo. Out number 1 here in the top of the 3rd. Chad Curtis stepping up to the plate for the Wolfpack. Knuckleball is outside, ball 1. That pitch is too low there from Rice. 2-0. Stingers trying to complete this sweep here of the Wolfpack. Just need 2 more outs. Too far outside there to Curtis. It's now 3-0. That's fouled back into the backstop for strike 1. Three and 1 here to Chad Curtis. Runner on first, 1 out. Swing and a miss. And the count is now full. Knuckleball is ripped over to Drew Tenzar. He fields it, steps on second, and gets the out on Curtis at first. A double play for Drew Tenzar, and that is gonna do it. The Stingers take game 3. Final score 3-0. They complete the sweep of the Wolfpack. What a series for the Southern Stingers. That is going to do it for us here tonight at AWA Field between the Southern Stingers and the Western Wolfpack. Stingers complete the sweep. They take all 3 games against the Wolfpack. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us here for Wednesday Night Wiffle Ball at AWA Field. We will be back next week for more Wiffle Ball matchups. Thank you, everybody, and have a great night.